He made a private Instagram just for her. So I made a public one that showcased every lie he told me. I tagged him in every post. His friends started commenting, "Bro, you good?" I heard he deleted everything, including his dignity. I'm a 38-year-old female, living in Chicago, and I've been with my boyfriend, let's call him Mark, not his real name, for 5 years. We met at a friend's barbecue, hit it off instantly. He was tall, funny, confident in that smooth kind of way. He worked in digital marketing, always on his phone, always talking about brand strategy and engagement. I'm a nurse. My job is stressful, long hours, but I love it. And I loved coming home to Mark. He made life feel easier, at least I thought he did. I'd cook dinner, we'd binge Netflix, go out on weekends. I thought we had something solid. We weren't perfect, but who is? About 6 months ago, I started noticing small changes. He was glued to his phone more than usual. Before, he used to leave it charging out in the open. Suddenly it was always face down. He started going out more, claiming he was working late or meeting clients. He'd come home tired, barely speaking. Sex dried up. When I'd ask what was wrong, he'd say, "I'm just stressed." At first, I believed him. But one night, he went to bed early. I stayed up watching TV. Around midnight, he got a text. His phone lit up. It said, "I miss you already." I felt my stomach drop. I picked up the phone. It was locked. I knew his passcode though, he never changed it. I opened Instagram, something told me to. And that's when I found it. A second Instagram account. Private. Different handle. No posts. Just one follower, and following one person. I clicked on the profile picture. It was a sunset. I went to the messages. And there it was. The truth. Over 100 DMs between him and some woman named Lisa. He'd been messaging her daily. Photos. Inside jokes. Flirty captions. Pet names. Him calling her baby. He sent her photos from our apartment. From vacations. From our bed. But the way he talked to her? You'd think I didn't exist. He told her he lived alone. Said he was tired of dating immature girls. Said she was the first person who really got him. I sat there frozen. Then I got angry. The next day, I confronted him. He tried to play dumb at first. Said he didn't know what I was talking about. Then I showed him the messages. The photos. The lies. He didn't even try to deny it. He sat down on the couch and just sighed. Like I was the problem. Like I was overreacting. He mumbled something about feeling disconnected and how it just happened. It's not serious, he said. It's long distance. It's not like I was sleeping with her. Like that made it better. I asked him why he would go through the effort of making a whole second Instagram just for her. He shrugged. It was easier than hiding her on my main. That's when something snapped inside me. I didn't cry. I didn't yell. I just nodded and walked away. But I wasn't done. See, Mark may be good at hiding things. But I work in chaos for a living. I know how to stay calm and collected. And I knew I wasn't going to be one of those women who let this kind of betrayal go quietly. So I made a new Instagram account. Public. The username? At Mark the Liar. I've since changed it, but you get the idea. First, I gathered everything. Screenshots. Photos from his secret account. Photos we took on the same days he was messaging her. I went back into our texts and found timestamps. I lined it all up. Then I started posting. Post 1, here's Mark telling me he's working late. Here's the same night, him sending a mirror selfie to another woman, saying wish you were here. Post 2, our weekend trip to Nashville. He told her he was visiting family. Meanwhile, I was the one taking these photos. Post 3, he told me he loved me. He told her the same thing. Less than 2 hours apart. Each post had screenshots. Proof. Dates. I tagged him in every single one. The comments started rolling in. Bro, you good? Wait, is this real? Yo, this is messed up. His friends, some of whom I'd met, hugged, hung out with, started DMing me. A few apologized. A few tried to defend him. But most were just shocked. Lisa, the woman he was messaging, DM'd me too. She had no idea he was in a relationship. He told her he was single. She was crushed. Said she'd been planning to fly out to visit him. She blocked him the moment she saw the account. Within 3 days, Mark deleted his private account. Then his main one. Then his Facebook. He sent me a long text. No apology. Just said I was ruining his life and making things worse than they were. I didn't reply. His coworker messaged me. Apparently, people at work saw the posts. Clients, too. It got awkward. He started calling in sick. Some people told me to take the account down. That I was going too far. But I left it up. I wasn't doing it for revenge. I was doing it because I spent 5 years being lied to. And I wanted him to feel even a fraction of what I felt. And trust me, he did. I don't know where things are headed next. I'm still in the middle of it all. Still waking up every morning wondering how the person I loved could lie so easily. But I'm not letting it crush me. Not this time. They didn't. Things took a hard left. The public Instagram stayed up. I didn't post every day, but I posted enough to keep it alive. People kept messaging me, mostly women. A few were randoms saying, "Thank you for speaking up, I've been there." But then, one message changed everything. It was from a woman named Chelsea. She messaged me and said, "Hey. I know this is weird, but I think I've been seeing Mark too." I read it 3 times. I asked for proof. She sent screenshots. It was him. Same face. Same voice notes. Same sweet lies. Different name. He told her his name was Matt. He told her he was single. Said he worked freelance, traveled a lot. They'd met 6 months ago on Hinge. They'd gone out for drinks. Kissed. Slept together. Multiple times. I sat there, completely numb. I asked her when the last time she saw him was. Last weekend. Last weekend. The same weekend he told me he needed space to think about us. He said he was going up to Milwaukee to see his mom. He was 30 minutes away, in a hotel with Chelsea. I wanted to scream, but I just laughed. There was no bottom to his lies. I thought Lisa was the affair. Turns out, she was just one of the affairs. There were more. Chelsea wasn't the last woman to message me either. 2 more came forward after that. One he met at the gym. Another was someone he used to work with. And they all thought he was single. He even introduced one of them to a couple of his friends. It wasn't one double life. It was a web. Like, he had rotating lies. A schedule. He was practically a con artist in a Patagonia jacket. Mark must have heard about the other women messaging me, because the text started again. But they were different this time. He wasn't apologizing. He was threatening. Not like "I'll hurt you" kind of threatening, but manipulative, desperate threats. Things like, "You're ruining my career. You need to stop before someone gets hurt. This is defamation. You'll regret this. I'm telling everyone you're unstable. Don't make me." I didn't respond. I just screenshot them and saved everything. I changed the password on all my accounts. Told my job, just in case. Even installed a camera at my front door. He showed up once, about a week later. He knocked. I didn't answer. He left. I recorded everything. One of the women who had messaged me before, Chelsea, reached out again. She said she couldn't stop thinking about what happened. That she was sick over it. She wanted to meet up and talk in person. I agreed, cautiously. We met at a coffee shop near Logan Square. She was nervous. I was too. But talking to her felt like therapy. And then she said something I didn't see coming. He told me you were his ex-wife. I blinked. What? Yeah. He said you were bitter. That you made the fake Instagram account to ruin his life after the divorce. I almost choked on my coffee. That's when it hit me, Mark wasn't just cheating. He was pre-building alibis. Telling people I was his ex so if they found my posts, they'd think I was just being vengeful. He was setting it up months ago. This man was playing chess while I was still crying over checkers. He wasn't just a cheater. He was planning the cover-up before I even knew what was happening. I started getting strange DMs, trolls calling me crazy. Saying I was a liar. Accusing me of making the whole thing up. I figured it had to be Mark, or one of his friends, trying to do damage control. Then one day, a fake Instagram page popped up. Using my name and photos. The bio said I was a cheating nurse and mentally unstable. I reported it. It got taken down. But it rattled me. I knew Mark was spiraling. I knew he was losing control. But I didn't know how far he'd go to smear me. One of his old buddies, let's call him Tyler, reached out. He was in a couple of the photos I'd posted from past trips. We weren't close, but he always seemed decent. He messaged me and said, "Look, I don't want to be involved. But I think you should know. Mark's talking to a lawyer." I asked, "For what?" "He's saying you hacked his accounts. That what you posted is illegal." I wasn't scared. I had proof. Screenshots. Videos. Everything on public networks. But it made me realize, Mark wasn't trying to fix anything. He wasn't remorseful. He wanted revenge. He got exposed and instead of sitting with that, he wanted to drag me down with him. I don't know what happens next. I've kept the account up, but I've stopped tagging him directly. Just screenshots, no names. The damage is already done. His work knows. His family probably knows. Lisa and Chelsea definitely know. I've thought about going completely silent. Deleting everything. Starting over. But part of me feels like that's what he wants. And I'm not sure I'm done yet. More soon. You said, add more story twist, but still keep the details consistent. ChatGPT said, update, part 3, secrets, setups, and one more twist I didn't see coming. Hi again, Reddit. So, remember when I said I wasn't sure I was done yet? Yeah. Turns out, Mark wasn't done either. And what came next made the cheating, the lies, and even the smear campaign feel like just the warm-up. A week after my last update, I got an email. Not a DM. Not a text. A full-on formal email. It was from a woman named Julia. She said she was from Portland and had come across my public Instagram account. Here's the twist, she wasn't someone he was dating. She was someone he had been engaged to. Yup. Engaged. I nearly dropped my phone. Julia said she'd been with Mark for 3 years. She met him at a conference in Seattle. He told her he lived in Portland but traveled often for marketing projects in Chicago. Claimed he wasn't a social media guy, which is why he didn't post much. She never questioned it. She said he was gone about 1 to 2 weeks a month for client meetings in the Midwest. His schedule lined up exactly with all the weekends and trips. He told me he was visiting his mom or going on business retreats. I asked Julia how she found me. Apparently, she had noticed weird charges on his credit card, restaurant bills from Chicago, ride shares from my neighborhood. She got suspicious and Googled him. Found my Instagram account from the tags and pieced it together. She was planning their wedding. I felt sick. The betrayal I felt was nothing compared to what she was dealing with. She told me she'd already called it off. Her family was shocked. His things were boxed up and on her porch. This part is going to sound fake, but I swear it's real. I started going through my own finances just to double-check everything. I looked at shared Amazon orders. Venmo transactions. Nothing looked too weird, until I got to an old PayPal account I hadn't checked in months. There were transactions from MY-linked bank card for Airbnb rentals, in Los Angeles. We'd never gone to LA. I called PayPal. Confirmed the card. Confirmed the IP address. It was tied to his laptop. He used to log in from our apartment all the time. So not only was Mark lying and cheating, he was using my money to fund it. $674 over 3 months. Not huge, but enough to make me see red. I filed a claim. Froze the account. Talked to my bank. They flagged the activity. And just like that, Mark's trail got even messier. A few days later, I posted a picture of my new place. I moved into a smaller apartment, closer to work. It was just a window shot with a skyline view, nothing specific. But within 24 hours, I got a text from an unknown number. You look better here. More relaxed. That place suits you. No name. No context. I froze. I hadn't posted the building name. No address. I called my best friend, paranoid out of my mind. She calmed me down and we tried to trace who could have sent it. That's when it clicked. I had a few mutual friends still following me. People Mark also knew. I checked, and one of them, let's call her Megan, had been quietly liking every post, even the Instagram callouts. She never said a word, but she was there, watching. I messaged her directly. Are you talking to Mark? She left me on read. 2 days later, she blocked me. I think she was feeding him updates. Maybe thinking she was being neutral. Maybe she liked the drama. I'll never know for sure. But I cleared my followers list. Locked everything. Changed my number. I almost didn't believe this one when I heard it. But a coworker of Mark's, someone I barely knew but had seen at work events, messaged me on LinkedIn. She said, "Hey, I just wanted you to know. Mark is telling people you two broke up because you cheated on him. He's saying the IG account is fake." That was it. No hello. No context. Just that bomb. Apparently, Mark was trying to spin a new story. Telling people I was unstable, that I made the Instagram out of spite after I got caught with someone else. He was gaslighting on a public level. I updated my Instagram with more receipts. Dates. Times. Even a video from our anniversary dinner last year. He's toasting to forever with the love of his life. Guess he forgot he was engaged to Julia at the time. This one hit me hard. A few nights ago, I got a handwritten letter in my mailbox. No return address. Inside was a card that said, "I'm sorry for what my son has done. I raised him better than this." That's it. No name. No signature. But I recognized the handwriting. It was from Mark's mom. We used to send holiday cards. She always wrote a little note. I sat there, holding the card, crying. Not because I missed Mark, but because this whole mess reached that far. His own mother felt the need to apologize for him. She didn't even defend him. She knew. Everyone knew now. And yet, despite all of this, Mark still hasn't said one real word of apology. No confession. No ownership. Just threats, lies, and damage control. I don't know what his end game is. But I know mine. And I'm getting closer. It's been a long road. Months of lies, cheating, manipulation, public messiness, private breakdowns. I've shared everything with you, the secret Instagram, the fake lives, the other women, the attempted smear campaign. But this is where it all came to a head. And I finally got to say what needed to be said. It started with Chelsea again, the woman from earlier who he lied to and called me his ex-wife. She texted me last week, "Mark invited me to this rooftop mixer in the West Loop this Friday. Said I should bring friends. I think he's trying to reset his image." I didn't even hesitate. I asked her if she'd be willing to help me confront him. She didn't even blink. Absolutely. We made a plan. It wasn't about revenge. It wasn't about drama. It was about truth. The mixer was casual, drinks, small plates, a lot of startup energy and marketing buzzwords. Mark was there in his fake perfect glory. Wearing that stupid fitted blazer he always wore when he wanted to network. Laughing a little too loud. Playing host. He didn't see me at first. Chelsea walked in, smiled at him. He lit up. Probably thought she was over everything. Then I walked in behind her. And his face dropped. Eyes wide. Jaw clenched. He didn't move. People around us noticed the tension. Conversation slowed. Glasses stopped clinking. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I walked up, looked him dead in the eye, and said, "You've been lying to all of us. You cheated. You stole. You manipulated. And now you're standing here like you're some victim." He tried to laugh it off. "This is inappropriate." Chelsea cut in. "You lied to me. You lied to her. You used her money. You faked a whole second life." More people were watching now. One guy said, "Dude, what is going on?" Another looked at Mark and said, "Is this about the Instagram stuff?" He turned red. Fully red. Then he snapped. "You're all crazy. This is harassment." And then, finally, it happened. One of his coworkers, remember the woman from LinkedIn? She was there. She stood up, walked over, and said, "Mark, stop. We all know. The screenshots, the messages, the timelines, they match." Silence. He looked around, searching for someone to back him up. No one did. He opened his mouth like he was about to say something else, but nothing came out. He just stood there. And then he walked out. No apology. No explanation. Just left. After he left, the room buzzed with whispers. People looked at me with a mix of pity and shock. Chelsea hugged me. I was shaking, but not from fear, just from the release of it all. The pressure, the anger, the pain. I felt it drain out of me. I didn't cry. But I felt hollow. One guy, who I think was from his office, walked up and said quietly, "We always thought something was off with him. Guess we were right." I nodded, thanked him, and left. Mark sent me one last message. Just one line, "Hope it was worth it." I didn't reply. I blocked the number. Chelsea and I kept in touch. Julia, his ex-fiancée, messaged me too, just a simple, "Thank you." I'm finally sleeping through the night again. I filed a final police report for the financial fraud. I doubt anything big will happen legally, but I wanted it documented. Mark's social media is gone. Word is, he's working remote now, maybe even left the city. Good. Let him run from the wreckage he created. When someone shows you who they are the first time, believe them. When your gut tells you something is off, listen to it. I thought I needed closure. I thought I needed an apology. But what I needed was to hear myself say, "I deserve better," and mean it. It took a public explosion to free myself from years of quiet betrayal. Do I regret anything? Not anymore. This wasn't about revenge. This was about truth. About giving a voice to every woman who's been gaslit into silence. I'm okay. I'm healing. I've signed up for pottery classes, something I always wanted to do. I'm learning how to be alone again, not lonely, but alone. Strong. Whole. I'm still angry sometimes. Still sad. Still processing. But I'm also proud. And for the first time in a long time, I'm hopeful. Not about him. About me.